hear you whisper, saying the sweetest things to me. Most things I've found I can't get used to, like sleeping with the heart monitor on, growing old's voices on you, patience, but I'll never get used to sleeping alone. There ain't a drink I regret drinking, there ain't smoke I minded in my lungs, there ain't moments I find myself chasing. It's just you left rattling my bones. I've seen the devil dancing on my shoulder, and I've earned every wrinkle in my skin, and I've seen the face you make when you know for sure that I won't ever see your face again. There ain't a drink I regret drinking, there ain't smoke I minded in my lungs, there ain't moments I find myself chasing. It's just you left rattling my bones. I know when I wake up tomorrow in this rocking chair that I'm just sitting in, I'll lay down the burdens of my sorrows, and I'll just dream of holding you again. There ain't a drink I regret drinking, there ain't smoke I mind in my lungs, there ain't moments I find myself chasing. It's just you left rattling my bones. It's just you left rattling my bones. Thank you very much. See everybody here back at the Saxon pub. All the good old fellas that already know all my stories, so I gotta make up some new ones.
That's not gonna happen.
I wrote a new song. I've been writing songs with Honeylock, but I wrote a new song. Jordan wrote this hook. We were kind of writing it, and then we got distracted. And then I went over, we were staying in a hotel together. And he wrote this hook, we were writing it, I got distracted, and ended up going back to my hotel room that night, and I just decided to keep trying to write on it, and I wrote the whole damn thing. And so now I have this new song. We got to get Honey Look on board with singing it. But for now, this is a brand new song about how shitty of a dancer I am. When I was a kid, my one move to try and get girls was I knew how to two-step. And if you go anywhere outside of Texas and you're like, hey, you want a two-step, you want to dance, it was like kryptonite. It worked every time. And so I thought I learned a two-step from my parents, who were not very country people at all. And then when I met my wife, we were just kind of friends, and she thought I was a super nerd, which is not wrong. But I taught her how to two-step. I think that's the first time that she saw me as, like, not a dweeb skinny kid. God, I wish I could be called a dweeb skinny kid still. But we went dancing one night. I think that was the night I turned her around on me. And then recently we went to a bar to two-step, and my wife and I, we've been dancing forever, doing the two-step. We spin each other around, do the whole thing. And I tried to dance with her friend, and she was an actual two-stepper, and it turns out that I can't two-step at all. I suck at it. And I thought that I was really good at it for like 20 years. And I was the one who taught my wife, and now I figured out we can't two-step with anybody else, which is goofy, but it also is sort of romantic. So this is a song about that kind of.
Ensures fidelity.
Always order fancy cocktails that I know you're gonna hate. There's a hope in your eyes before you try 'em. Hell, it's just money anyways. And then you lead me to the dance floor. You know I hate this song, but I like dancing with you. I like dancing with you. I never really learned a two-step. I'm pretty sure I do it wrong, but then I taught you just so I could hold you close. Now you can't dance with just anyone. My feet move like they're tied together. Sometimes you step on my toes, but I like dancing with you. I like dancing with you. Now I'm far from perfect, and that makes you nervous, 'cause you make me crazy about you. And we may not always go back one and forward two, but I like dancing with you. I like dancing with you. Wake up early on vacations and make noise so I can't sleep. Then you tell me that you wanna be alone, but I know that means you wanna be alone with me. So we drink coffee in the sunrise, and always seem to have something to talk about. 'Cause I like listening to you. I like listening to you. Ooh, reason in particular. So I just sit down, tired, make sure the water's warm enough, and I don't have to try to fix it. If you just need me to tell your troubles to, well, I like listening to you. I like listening to you. Now I'm far from perfect, and that makes you nervous, 'cause you make me crazy about you. And we may not always go back on and forward too. I like dancing with you. 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 First time I ever played that one. What's up? So, there's a lesson to be learned in that song, which is that even if you suck at dancing, you should take the shot and ask the pretty girl to dance anyways, because you might be the one to teach her to do it wrong and save yourself from having her dance with anybody else. Or you could just make a fool of yourself, which is what happened all of the other times I tried it. I just left an 8-year-old's birthday party. Sorry you guys weren't invited. But my daughter turned 8 years old today. Thank you very much. Yeah. Which makes this next song 8 years old. My daughter was born today 8 years ago. She was 32 weeks, which is about 8 weeks premature, so I'm told. My wife and I were terrified, so we didn't know what to expect or if everything was going to be okay. And she was born 6 weeks early. She spent 4 weeks in the NICU. And then when my wife and I finally got her home, we realized that babies don't sleep very much, and I think you all have heard that I was the one that chose to stay up with her at night, or offered to stay up with her at night, because my wife had just given birth to her, and I was getting naps in during most of her labor, so I felt like I had to start pulling my weight. And I wrote this song. I wrote this song because I didn't want to go back to sleep after having got up with a baby 3 or 4 times. But I wrote this song because I was terrified about what it meant to be a parent. I had no idea what to expect. In most things in my life at that point, I think I was confident in them because I knew I could walk away from them if I wanted to, but I was one of the first things, one of the few things in my life that you knew that you just was going to change it forever, and you had to show up and be a father, and that terrified the shit out of me because I didn't know if I was going to be any good at it or anything. And so I wanted to make a promise to her and to myself to at least make the effort and be there. And for 8 years I've tried to keep that promise, and so on the anniversary of her birth, here's the re-up of that promise to her. I know you have trouble trying to sleep. The dark is a lonely place to be. When you open up your eyes, I'll be the first thing that you see. Darling, I'll be here if you need me. When you find yourself lying on the ground. Just to spite you, the world keeps spinning around. When the bastards got you down, and you're looking for relief, darling, I'll be here if you need me. Yeah, well, I know now that you don't mind me around. There may come a day that'll change, when the road you're on gets a little far from home. I can be your shelter from the rain. There will be days when you don't know what to think, and I know you had trouble saying what you mean. If you ever need someone to sit in the sun to you speak, darling, I'll be here if you need me. Yeah, well, I know now that you don't mind me around, but there may come a day when that'll change, when the road you're on gets a little far from home. I can be your shelter from the rain. Someday when one turns into two, you find someone else's arms to fall into. Still you need someone who knows most of your memories. Darling, I'll be here if you need me. Darling, I'll be here if you need me. Thank you very much. Speaking of grandmothers, this is a song about the one that was not, neither of them were named Cougar. This one probably, this particular grandma, it would have been a cool fitting nickname. She was badass. She passed away a few years ago. She had Alzheimer's. She lived in North Carolina by herself for 30 years in this condo, 40 years. And one of my favorite things in the world was, I think she was probably 73 years old and figured out eHarmony. And so my wife and I went up we had a layover coming home from a vacation one time. So she put us up and we went out to a restaurant, and then she wasn't very tech savvy, but she was definitely eHarmony savvy. So I had to help her figure out her computer and help her figure out how to navigate eHarmony while not getting too far into the private messages that my grandma was having on eHarmony, because I don't know if she was doing anything untoward, but I certainly didn't want to find out. But she ended up developing Alzheimer's, and after being in the same place for 30, 40 years, she had to come down to Houston where my parents lived to be close to family and a place where they could help her manage her memory and her life. And I helped her move. I helped my mom pull this U-Haul all the way from North Carolina to Houston. And when we got there, it was a surreal experience to me because it was just this brand new apartment, essentially. It had some folks that helped out, but it was just a white-walled apartment. It looked like my first apartment after leaving home, and I thought about what an incredibly hard thing it is to have Alzheimer's, but at the same time, if you've been in the same place for 40 years, and then show up and then you're in this new place and it just looks like you're in someone else's apartment, how much harder that must be. So I ended up writing this song about it. And then I played a bar here in town And after I played that bar, they told me all my songs were too slow and sad. So I took this very new song I just written about my grandma with Alzheimer's, and I made it arbitrarily fast. So this is my two-stepping song about my grandma that has Alzheimer's, that apparently I can't dance to either, so a lot of deficiencies in my personal life as far as dancing and grandmas go, but this song's pretty good, I think. Well, North Carolina ain't nothing but a memory to me now. I've gathered all my things, which ones to keep and which to throw out. And these are white walls here, they show every imperfection. And I wonder why some strangers taking over my reflection. And I wonder what it is that I've gotten myself into. But I swear sometimes it's just like I'm losing you. Well, day breaks through my windows, and sunlight wanders in between the blinds. And I never like the taste of coffee. I think I'll have a cup to try and pass the time. And this place is fine at night, it's too quiet for the morning. And this southern summer heat just keeps me up and leaves me longing for a time when my memory gave me something to hold on to. But I swear sometimes it's just like I'm losing you. Well, I know that you've been here, 'cause I can see your fingerprints on the glass. And I've hung up on your clothes, so if you change your mind, I'm gonna have to wonder. But mostly I don't understand why you don't wanna stay. Just 'cause every time you leave, I'm like a ghost around this place. And I get tired when I find that it's myself I've been talking to. But I swear sometimes it's just like I'm losing you. Yeah, I swear I'm losing you. How are you? I'm sick of this place, the sweat on my face, familiar refrains that I keep on chasing. I'm always chasing gin and mistakes. Want me to stay and help ease the pain. with time and water. There's nothing else left of your heart here. Time and water. I'm sick of this place. I'm sick of your face, the one that you make. You say you're changing, you're always changing. Ooh, it's just a mistake. But you know I can't stay. Nothing eases the pain, nothing but patience. I've lost my faith in time and water. There's nothing else left in your heart here. Time and water. I've gotten used to disasters and alone morning afternoons, and I've mastered your lasting escape. And I believe in my own life. I told them enough times that only get better with age. So give me time and water. There's nothing else left in your heart here. Time and water. I played at a golf course a couple of days ago. Just this kind of event, and I didn't think much of it. It's a great golf course, and they're super nice people. But you know, typically you play it, and it's you're sometimes a little bit of background music. But I showed up, and there was this guy there who knew like all the words to my songs. It's not happened to me very much in my life, but he just showed up and was like an actual fan who had been following me for years in the background and came in this place that was super unexpected. It was like a little bitty Saxon pub moment for me here at in this golf course, and he requested this song and came up to me and told me how much it meant to him and how much he loved it and all that, and I was really floored by that. You really hope when you write songs that things like that happen, and maybe they do, and people, you know, are too shy to say something or whatever. But it was one of the only times in my life where someone came up and had a real conversation about how much they loved this song and talked about it at length and all that. And so I've been kind of proud of this song for the past couple of days. So I wrote this with a friend of mine named Austin Jinks. I think he's in Seattle right now doing shows and showing everybody how big of a voice he has, and it's, I think, one of the best in the world. But he's also one of the best songwriters I think I've ever written with, and so to wherever he may be, this one goes out to Austin Jinks and that fine gentleman at Twin Creeks Golf Club. I know you, wrong song, flying high down the coast, Somewhere in Carolina, there's a light that you've been looking for. Somewhere your memories can unwind. Somewhere in Carolina, follow it down that East Coast line, find some way to ease your wandering mind. Your friends got a job, get them content. You're happy enough just to pay the rent. But your imagination got the better of you, so you keep on singing, nothing better to do. Somewhere in Carolina, there's a light that you've been looking for. Somewhere your memories can unwind. Somewhere in Carolina, follow it down that East Coast line, find some way to ease your wandering mind. Your imagination got the better of you, so keep on dreaming like it's gonna come true. Somewhere in Carolina, there's a light that you've been looking for. Somewhere your memories can unwind. Somewhere in Carolina, follow it down that East Coast line, find some way to ease your wandering mind. Thank you very much. What's up, Winker? I saw you walk in, man.
Doing all right, buddy.
Good to see you, dude.
You're awfully blue up there.
Telling me, man. Gotta take a Prozac. Alright, I have a new song, but I don't know that I know all the words to it. I'll have to see if I can find the lyrics in my phone. I'll do something different right now. This is my favorite song I've ever written. I don't know if you're supposed to pick favorites, but I did. I wrote this song about Odessa, Texas, and I think everybody may have heard this story before. But I always wanted to play Odessa when I was a kid, and I played there, and it sucked. Surprise. And it's interesting being up here right now. I haven't been playing this song very much because I've been doing Honey Luck, and before that I hadn't been playing the song very much. I played it for a little bit, but before that I was in law school, so I wasn't playing that much. You know, there are times where I go through my life where just something changes and I get a different distraction or a different project that I'm in that kind of keeps going, or a different focus in life, and so I don't play some of these songs for forever, and then I come back and get to play them again, and it's really kind of a treat to rediscover it because I get to remember writing it and how much I love doing these songs and how personal they are to me. And so this one has always kind of been there as something to come home to after not getting to play it for a while. So I may enjoy playing it more than you enjoy listening to it, but here goes. There's a song called Odessa. coming around. She says she hates the way my songs always get her down. She can't stand that I'm polite. She's tired of the things I say. I'd leave if I didn't need her to get through the day. Low dust, don't love me, I don't care. She's got kerosene left, an empty stand. Sleeves of my friends, and I'm not there. Low dust, don't love me, I don't care, man, just don't care. She drinks too much, tries to get me in fights. She makes me drive home alone, drunk on Saturday nights. Cries you're lost if you ain't found God, but she don't like the one she's got. She's everything I never wanted to be. That's why she always on my mind. Low dust, don't love me, it's not so bad. She floats me when I'm broke, leaves me alone when I'm sad. Won't introduce my mom and stepdad. Low dust, don't love me, but it's not so bad. Man, it's not so bad. Well, I never really know what she thinks of me. And I look in her eyes, it feels like apathy. She's everything I never wanted to be. So why is she always on my mind? Yeah. Don't love me, I wish she did. Let her write a love letter, just like when we were kids. I'm just growing cold, living like this. No dust, don't love me, but I wish she did. Man, I wish she did. Thank you. All right, y'all. Well, our normal slot is 4 to 5, and today is my 8-year-old's birthday party, and I got to get back to it. But I was told there's no Ula today, so I think I'm gonna play to like 5:10 or 5:15, so that my wife doesn't completely just hit me with stuff when I walk in through the door late. I'm so glad I gave you her number, Richard. I knew that was going to come in handy. You guys really would get along, though, I think. You guys should have a brunch date. Holly and Richard brunch. All right, this song is about a fake subway. It's a Honey Luck song. It is a song, I have been to New York 4 or 5 times in my entire life. I think that's right. And I would swear on a jury stand, that's a thing, on a witness stand, that there is a subway in New York called the Red Line. and it runs from one end of the island to the other end of the island without stopping, and it's so that people in the service industry that work late nights can get home without having to make a bunch of stops. I've been on this subway 3 or 4 times. It's almost like a runaway train. And so I brought this up to Jordan and Kayla. I was like, I thought this was a really good idea for a song. We should write a song called Redline. And we did. And it's awesome. And then we tried to Google the Redline, and it turns out that it doesn't exist at all. There is no record on the internet of this subway ever existing. It turns out that I'm just an alcoholic that spent too much time in New York. Which is, I guess, now what this song is about. Living in a 5-star hotel or a prison cell, I'm always gonna love you. And it don't change on the days that I feel like a waste. I'm always gonna love you. I know you don't care one way or the other. You won't let me go. 'Cause you're red line, won't stop trying, but I can't get over it. I'm not. You illuminate my phone, 'cause you never sleep alone. I'm always gonna love you, even when I want somebody else. I just sabotage myself, so I'm always gonna love you. I know you're okay one way or the other. I'm just along for the ride. 'Cause you're red line, you won't stop trying, but I can't get over it. I'm not. I'm fine, but 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 I'm not. I'm fine, I'm fine. You're a red line. You won't stop trying, but I can't get over it.
There is a red line in Boston.
Maybe that's where it is. I've been drunk in Boston too. Well, Jolene sat in the front row for a second, so I think that means that I'm getting a. I think it's time that this song is played. She has a standing authority over me to impose this song in the set list wherever she pleases, because Jolene is the man, or the woman really, which is more the symbolic. She's the boss. Everybody put your hands together for Jolene. One of the things I love about this place.
Thank you.
Hey, before you sit down, can I grab a beer?
Motherfucker. You want to have a kind?
No, I'm just
Do you want to have a kind?
I do after this song.
Yeah. No, I'll get it.
Are you worried that the song's not going to be good if I don't have the beer? She's doing this to punish me. I used to have this gig every Monday before Bob Schneider. I would write a song a week and come out here and play them, whether they were good or bad or not. I don't know, what's something in the middle, I guess. But this is one of those songs that came out of those Saxon Mondays. I wrote this with a friend of mine named Grace Pettis, who I think you all know, but if you don't, you should Google her immediately. She's one of the finest songwriters of this or any generation. We were in Fayetteville, Arkansas, at a place called JR's Light Bulb Club, which is as fancy as an establishment as it sounds. JR's has since closed, but we were on a 2-week acoustic tour of the Midwest. And I don't know how many of you have ever been on a 2-week acoustic tour of the Midwest, but on Fridays and Saturdays you can get paid in actual cold hard cash, but for Tuesday gigs on a 2-week acoustic tour of the Midwest, you will tend to take any gig that you can get. The gig that Grace and I got on this particular Tuesday on our acoustic tour of the Midwest was at JR's Light Bulb Club, a place that said, we can't afford to pay you in cash, but in lieu of cash, what we can pay you is all of the free well liquor that you can drink. And Grace and I are egomaniacs, and so we wanted to drink what we were worth, you know. And Grace is a bit of a lightweight. She would deny that, but she is. So we played our set, and then there were 2 other bands after us. And I don't know if she remembers this, but we play our set, and she's drinking, she's had 5 of these whiskeys that are banned in 14 states kind of thing. It's barely even alcohol. And she's laying down in a booth horizontal, looking up at the ceiling, singing Patty Griffin songs while the other band is still playing, which is one of the reasons that I went. And so we get home, and the next morning I have maybe the worst hangover I've ever had in my entire life. I woke up before her. Just as a parent, you just wake up. You just can't sleep that much longer. But I woke up before her, and I'm sitting in the living room of my cousin's apartment that she has as this separate thing to her house, and she let us stay that night. And I wake up and I'm just feeling awful. And Grace walks out, and I swear to God, she looks like a Lululemon ad. She is just all in spandex, bright-eyed, ready to go, hair and makeup all day, about to go on a walk and do yoga and do all of this shit. And I'm just immediately pissed off. I am so mad that she's not hungover, and I am feeling everything. And I thought to myself, I've got to start singing more Patty Griffin songs when I'm drunk. But I was sitting here playing the guitar, and Grace and I are both chatterboxes, as everybody knows. But she wakes up, and I'm not a chatterbox when I'm that drunk or when I'm that hungover. So I'm sitting here playing the guitar, trying my best just not to talk to her ever again. And she's fine and not taking the hint and talking to me, and I'm sitting here kind of trying to write, and then she ends up accosting me into writing this song about these 2 chandeliers she saw that night before. And to this day, that is still one of the nicest things that anybody has ever done for me. So this is a song called Chandelier, and it goes out to Grace Pettis wherever she may be on this fine Sunday. Sometimes you're a stranger, but I'm afraid to leave. At times you're my imagination, torturing me. When I look down my hands, I don't know who's wearing this ring. I'm homesick for the girl who gave it we're just kids, putting our hands in the concrete. I'd have gone barefoot over barbed wire, fall in your feet. Ain't it strange that my favorite thing in this place hangs by a string? It's just on crystal, but we don't care enough to clean. Here I am dancing alone in the kitchen, can't stop to think. With a half-empty bottle of vodka, too drunk to drink. Everything in this damn house is broke up. I see it from here. Even with the one line left on the chandelier. And the night is hung up. I swear that it hurts like the morning. Now much every house on this block burning to nothing. Here I am dancing alone in the kitchen, can't stop to think. With a half-empty bottle of vodka and too drunk to dream. Everything in this damn house is broken. I see it from here. All of the lights bound to burn out. The chandelier. Thank you very much. All right, y'all, I'm going to do a couple more, and then I'll get out if everybody's here. I also forgot to tell the last part of that story, which was on those Saxon Mondays, Jolene used to be the server. She wasn't even the full-time bartender. I remember Jolene. This is how you know that I have some street credibility here at the Saxon Pub, because I remember when the back part, when the disabled elevator didn't go up and down, and I also remember when Jolene was blonde. It was
That was back when we used to have to hold it because the bathrooms were so gross. I remember too.
I like the side-by-side urinals.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like making friends at the urinal. The divider is really what's dividing this country. The urinal divider is what's
And the
dividing this
bathroom
country.
right there, the woman's room. Used to be a
There
woman's
used,
bathroom.
yeah, there used to be like a little booth here too. Oh, you're right. The women's room used to be over there.
And you'd see guys go in there and say, no, you gotta go to the back.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Didn't there used to be different seating? There used to be booths back there
Booths.
too.
Yeah, they had booths.
I remember when there were booths, I used to sit and watch Walt Wilkins.
Yeah. Cool.
God, I remember one night Walt Wilkins was playing with the Mystic Arrows. And I was sitting back there with my wife and a friend, and we were just chatting away, and then all of a sudden he started playing If I Could Just Catch Your Eye, Would Her Gaze Move. Something Like Heaven, which if you haven't heard that song by Walt, it's just a fantastic song. But I was like mid-conversation, just stopped. And it's those small little moments about this place. That was one of the best nights of my life. Just sitting there in this place, listening to that song with those folks. I love this fucking
Just
place.
like this night for us.
I love you guys too, man. After this is all done, I think we should all get an apartment together. Start a new commune. All right, 2 more songs. I'm going to play this little Honey Luck song here. This is the first song we ever wrote together. It's a big R&B something Americana number. I like this song. I feel a change in the atmosphere, baby. I can always feel when you come back around. I've been working my way in and out of your arms, baby, but you're never gonna let me tie you down. So baby, take me higher and higher. It's like I'm playing with fire, 'cause I wanna get burlesque above the horizon and never come down, and never come down. I feel my body start to tremble and shake, baby. If you're always afraid of the ground, so baby, take me higher and higher. Some little love, it's like I'm playing with fire, 'cause I wanna get burlesque above the horizon and never come down. And never come This is going to be my last song for the afternoon. You guys have been fantastic. My name is Brian Pounds. Thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you to the Saxon Pub for always putting up with me and my shit. Thank you to Jolene for always putting up with me and my shit. Winker, thank you for always putting up with me and my shit. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. I'm going to find the tuning. It's my favorite song I've ever written. I don't get to play this a lot for a number of reasons. The 2 that I mentioned, you know, it says the F word. I've got other songs and other projects where it just doesn't fit. But really, this song is the most personal song I think that I've ever written. I had a friend pass away when I was 19 years old. He overdosed. Tried to do everything I could to help him. And as a 19-year-old kid, I just wasn't equipped to figure out anything to do. And I was very mad. I think grief takes a lot of different forms. Mine was anger. I was mad that I couldn't fix it. I was mad at him that he couldn't get over it. I was probably too young to understand most of it. And as a songwriter, I think most of your life is on the table about what you can write about. And but I thought that maybe the worst way to honor somebody's memory would be to write a very bad song about them, because not all these songs that we write are good. In fact, most of them aren't. And so I was very protective about the song that I was going to write about this. And so there's 7 or 8 songs about this guy that I've written that are just terrible, and I would never let see the light of day. Until one night I came home from a tour with my friend Austin James. And he was he's this kind of guy where he sits in a room and he asks, "Hey man, can I play your guitar?" And he just starts playing and can't sit and just he's got to have a guitar in his hands. And so it's 2 a.m. We gotten home from the show in Waco, and it was a great show. We come home, I'm about headed to bed, and this guitar is in this weird tuning that I just kind of made up. And he just starts playing this thing. And I remember on my way to bed, I turned around and I just started looking at him, and I just started singing. And for those of you who aren't songwriters, songs don't come out, whole. It takes hours and sometimes days, and sometimes I've written songs for months getting them right. But they don't ever really just kind of fall out of you. The only time in my life that has ever happened is this song. I turned around on my way to bed. I looked at my friend and I just started singing. And I sang kind of slow. But about 45 minutes later, this song came out whole. Almost like I'd been writing it for months and years. Or almost like it was a gift. But ever since then, I've been very careful about when I play this song, because I can play most of the other ones and not give a shit if anybody listens. But when you write a song like this and it's that personal to you, you don't play it to just anybody. Now on this day, with all of my friends here in this wonderful bar on this afternoon, I think I'll play it for y'all. This is called The Death of Me. If I had $1 million, I'd give half of it away, and I put half for the last half in a paper bag for a rainy day. And I buy Cuban scores and vintage guitars, and I write songs about all of the trouble that never came my way. Well, my mama never asked me for a lie. Now I'm the king of everything that I bought. And in this holding on to fancy thing, it's gonna be the death of me. Well, if I had a time machine, I'd wait in line to talk to me. People would listen to my songs just to ask if they could come along. But I go back and talk to Drew. I go and see my old friend. And all these stories that I've heard, man, they would hurt, and I would listen to them again. I'd have all of the time I'd need, but some seconds wouldn't seem so sweet. And man, this ain't no memories. It's gonna be the death of me. If I could live forever, I don't think that I would. Some my favorite stories end, and sometimes that's the thing that makes them good. Yeah, there's things here that make me want to stay. The world's so pretty in a fucked up kind of way. Then one day this life is gonna be death to me. You guys have been awesome. Thanks so much for letting me do